let's move to another game where a bunch of guys were missing, out injured. Now we're talking about the Monday night matchup, which was the Raiders versus the Browns. The Browns, as I mentioned, came into this game very very hobbled. They were missing quite a few of their starters, including their quarterback Baker Mayfield, Brandon's favorite, and even their head coach is out with COVID. Um, but they were still able to give the Raiders a pretty good run for their money. That the Raiders narrowly escaped that game, won by just 2 points, 16-14. Um, so Brendan, well, actually no, Jen, I'll come to you here with this one. Um, did you learn anything from this game in terms of the Raiders or the Browns?
Yeah, I think Garrett Gilbert should at least deserve a roster spot. He kind of proved himself. He's like the Taylor Heineke of 2021. He could do a little bit of playing. He could help you out if you have COVID issues, and I think somebody's definitely gonna at least give him that shot. And it just seems like the Browns are just they're kind of like under the Lions curse in a way where the Lions are essentially the Browns are essentially have the same curse when it comes to losing games, having COVID issues, and all of that. So I think that's what's happening with the Browns.
Brandon, how about yourself? What did you take from this game?
I'll start with the Browns to piggyback off of what you were saying, but we've said it before. Both Jin and I have agreed on this. Like that team is set up for anybody to come in and win a game, and what they need is a real elite quarterback, not a person who's better at doing commercials than he is playing football. Um,
Damn.
but they almost pulled that off, and not like they were close at the end and couldn't pull off the comeback. Like they had the lead and they lost it on a late field goal. Um, I had to turn this off early because I had to put my daughter to bed, so I missed the actual last couple of drives. But when I left, the Browns were up, um, and and I figured that was it. I had to come back and figure out the Raiders had actually managed to win, which they should have been able to do first. But all that to say that if this has proven nothing to the Browns other than they could plug any quarterback in and win, and what Baker's doing is actually not that special, um, that's what I took away from it. And I guess it just reaffirmed what I felt the entire time he's been in the league. Um, Switching to the Raiders, I don't know if they should be proud of this, but I feel like it's time for them to maybe blow it up a little bit. I felt like the roster at the beginning of the season was pretty good on paper. Obviously, they've had some turbulence this season, but at the same time, like how many seasons are you going to go start hot and finish off cold before you actually blow it up? And I think that starts with the quarterback. As much as I had faith on Derek Carr early in the season, I fell victim to the Raiders hype. And now he's cold as well. So the Browns could probably find a better quarterback. The Raiders, they might want to try a rebuild.
Wow, you were pretty high on this team earlier in the season. Even had the Popeyes bet going on them. I guess out of the current players that they have on their roster on the offensive end, like would you keep any of those guys? Or are you completely blowing everything up?
So I think their receiving core is decent. Obviously, it would have been a lot better if they still had Ruggs, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like their skill positions for the most part are pretty good. Obviously, I think they could do a lot better in Derek Carr. But I think if I had to keep one player, it'd probably be Darren Waller.
Yeah. And Jen, you touched on the Browns there. Do you feel the same way about the Raiders? Do you think it's time for them to blow it up, or do you think just a couple kind of tweaks here and there could make things a little better?
You like to fire everybody. This should be your shit.
No, I think the Raiders definitely needs to. I mean, I hate saying this, but they need to do a restart or rebuild from the ground up. Maybe still keep Derek Carr because he has shown that he's a a solid quarterback that the Raiders can rely on in the near future, while they can look for everybody essentially, kind of get everything together and have at least some sort of a building block when it comes to the Raiders itself. Um, but otherwise, I think overall they need to kind of get everything, a fresh start essentially.
All right, you heard it here first. Raiders, just blow this whole thing up.